from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right. And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Friday, February 7th. Super Bowl weekend is officially here, and we're ready to go with the sports betting day here. Light card to beat through this relatively quickly, I would imagine, with our NBA card, 7 games, 5 on the ice, and we may have time to preview every single college basketball game that's on the board here today and get it done in a reasonable fashion. Hope you had time to join us last night with our live stream on Kick with the Lakers defeating last night pretty impressively, certainly I thought, with over the Warriors, and what a performance by LeBron James. 42 points, became just the second player in NBA history to score over 40 points after the age of 40 years old. So the old man's still doing it, and the Lakers with new life, it feels like, here heading into the second half of the season with their revamped lineup. And we had certainly other trades going on. I don't know if I can keep up on them all here. They were telling me, everybody was telling me what was going on yesterday, it seemed like, with trades from around the NBA, but players were on the move, certainly, and we're waiting for some players to make their debut with their new teams, but couldn't stop the Lakers last night. 69 points in the first half. Not only LeBron, 42 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, total domination. Vanderbilt has been out most of the season. It comes 17 rebounds in the game. Warriors cut it to 4 late, and then the Lakers went back up again and got it done 120 to 112. Steph Curry, 37 points. We'll see what happens when the Warriors have their complete lineup, but you got to wonder what Steve Kerr's doing with those lineups out there. I mean, he's definitely a great coach, and I understand that he's got to stretch his guys out a little bit, but I'm not sure of some of those rotations. I'm just a guy here in a YouTube box. So all right, Clippers lost to Indiana last night, 119 to 112. They kind of came back there a little bit, but could not get it done. We did have some winners on the show. I guess I shouldn't bury the lead. Cliff Lloyd won the consensus parlay. Unfortunately, the Morning Steam continues to decline in ratings for some reason, and we only had 225 views when I put the parlay in for Cliff, but he still won $14. So however I can get it to you, Cliff, let me know. The money's yours. I wish I was super popular. I guess I'm getting less popular by the day. Hey, good morning, everyone. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Like it, share it, and maybe we can get Cliff or the next winner a little more money than $14. My promise is to put in 1 penny per view on YouTube, and well, we've had some views. The weekends actually get more views than the weekdays right now, but we're down definitely. Maybe it's the picks, but I don't know. We had a winning day yesterday with our winnable picks, 8-5 in college basketball. We won our only NBA play with the winnable picks, and that was yesterday the Los Angeles Lakers over the Golden State Warriors. I believe that was the play for me over on winnable.com. But how about it? Team Steam consensus. Great job. Congratulations. You guys had the Dallas Mavericks over the Boston Celtics. We keep talking about it and seem never in doubt, right? With with Boston yesterday losing 127 to 120. We continue to pound those statistics, and that's where we continue to get it done. Team Steam consensus. Hats off. Minnesota Timberwolves, you guys, impressive the way the Wolves pulled away late, got Team Steam the consensus win. I did give out the over on the show here, so why not call it a two-teamer yesterday? Houston and Minnesota, nice job. And thirdly, it was the Portland Trailblazers Team Steam consensus getting that win for Clippy, and Portland beat Sacramento. We talked about it. We talked about it here on the show with Portland, kind of dominating Sacramento in the long-term series, even when Portland started to trade away their stars, and they continued to beat them, and now have beaten them, 23 out of the last 29 games in Portland. Portland wins that series, it seems like. So those were the 3 wins. Great job. Team Steam consensus. We did have another winner here on the show yesterday with the over Golden State and the Lakers here on the morning theme. And of course, that got home with a high score yesterday as well. NHL had some winners here on the show, including the under in Utah and Columbus. Also, morning steam winner with the Washington Capitals over Philadelphia. We had the winner here as well with the Minnesota Wild over Carolina yesterday on the show. We had a premium pick winner with Florida and St. Louis under, but we had some pushes here as well on the show. Oh, we had the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday here on the show, and the San Jose Sharks Buckline. So, hey, that was pretty good. And college basketball. Like I said, good day again on the winnable package. So, did bring home some winners here on the show as well, including South Florida over Temple yesterday. Winner here on the show. We also had the under in Elon and Campbell yesterday as our morning steam pick. Also, premium pick winners, St. Peter's and Siena, game total over. Canisius and Winnipeg, game total over. Premium pick winner, we had Ohio State here on the show. Never in doubt, came all the way back and won and covered somehow yesterday against Maryland. We had Kennesaw here on the show over Western Kentucky pretty impressively. Also, Jacksonville State, another winner on the show yesterday. Northeastern and Hofstra, game total over, was a premium pick winner. We had Liberty over Louisiana Tech here on the show. Morning Steam, pretty good picks yesterday in college basketball for sure. Premium pick winner, though, was Montana and Northern Colorado game to go over. We got there with that. We had USF here on the show against St. Mary's, taking those points, got it done. Not only did they cover, they won the game outright. USF continuing to play well at home and knocking off St. Mary's and shaking it up a little bit in the West Coast Conference. Eastern Washington and Sacramento State. Premium pick winner with Santa Barbara over Cal State Bakersfield. And hopefully you joined us on the show last night. Myself and Nunya, we hit a team together consensus play, Nunya and I, Tarleton and Seattle U. Game total over. We hit it together. All right. Oregon State over Washington State here yesterday on the Morning Steam show, and a couple of premium pick winners with Chicago State, baby. Only I'm going to come through and pick Chicago State. Win number, 4 or 5 on the year? Who cares? I had them to win the game over Mercyhurst. You'd have to be crazy to put Chicago State on your premium card unless you're Ramon Scott. We also had St. Francis and Lemoyne game to go over. Let me continue to say hello to the folks in the chat, including Joe W. here today, Nick Handy as well. There is Chosen One. Cash Kane is here. Daddy Beats is at work, but he's ready to listen in. Ron Young here as well. Joe W. is ready for Super Bowl. This is my last week on the Sports Money Network, unless the Chiefs can win, because they'll get rid of me here, I think, if the Eagles stomp the Chiefs. Hello to Nuke and Philly Eagle Flyer as well. Gerardo is here. We're ready for Friday uh, fixtures here. We also have, I'm watching tennis this morning, and as well as I don't know, Live Golf starts in an hour. If anybody's watching Live Golf, the PGA Tour professionals have asked President Trump to get involved in the negotiations to try to fix the professional game between the two uh, rival leagues here. So we'll see if Trump is fixing everything else. So why not? AOD, hello. Thank you for being in here today. Bobby Mack is here. Thank you for being here. Joe T, hello. Check us out in the community in the posts tab on YouTube. Please participate in our polls as we ramp up to tonight's Super Bowl preview show. With the guys, we'll have some of our best bets out there. Get you ready for Super Bowl Sunday as well. Don't forget, hello to our Tomps and Irish King. Hello, there he is. There's our winner, Cliff Floyd. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. Cliff, let me know how to get that $14. Hey, I wish I was super popular. I wish I got 1,000 views, and then I could have sent you $60. But well, old Ramon is losing his popularity here. All right. Just want to mention though, go to those posts tab. We're going to put it all together and kind of cover some of the picks of the community tonight. With the community tab. So, I like a couple of the novel props I've looked at. Sure, I'm going to have some real props, and you'll see some of them tonight. Maybe I'll have a few more on the show tonight as we head into Super Bowl Sunday. But I like some of the off the wall props a little bit. I was kind of looking at the Puppy Bowl MVP. You got to think that Saquon Barkley has a big chance to be the MVP. I mean, he's the obvious choice, however. But, there's some other candidates out there like Max of Team Rough. So we'll see. But how about, the Gatorade Purple, if you know what I mean? That could be one that you could take on some of the props. And hello to Tyrone Christopher in the chat. Big O is here. Action Jackson as well. And 1K Protection Firm, thank you for stopping by. Terrell says, no Fred, no Rockets. And I'm glad you guys had that one yesterday. Gerardo with some winners as well. And what else? Anything else? All right. I guess I can do a commercial or maybe also talk about some of the other big doings around sports if we can. I mean, certainly we're getting ready for the game here this Sunday, but we had Hall of Fame inductions yesterday and some of the awards in the NFL. How about my man Antonio Gates, the legendary Chargers tight end? What a career he had. Certainly worthy of the Hall of Fame, but also Jared Allen, the former Viking and chief, the great lineman, great with the roundup sack in his career. I shouted out Razor on the show last night when I saw the announcements of Sterling Sharp putting a pair of brothers in the Hall of Fame, and I can't ignore my man Eric Allen from Point Loma High School. Great career, certainly with the Raiders and the Eagles. And I remember night just about 5 or 6 years ago walking. Maybe it's not long ago. 4 years ago. No, maybe it was. I'm going to say 6 or 7. Walking in to do some high school football coverage in San Diego, and seeing a young man there walking in from his game with his dad. Well, it was Eric Allen's son that was going to be interviewed on the show, and the Hall of Famer there with him. And I got to, I rang him in because I knew the code of the gate. So I got my brush, and although I'd covered Eric Allen many years ago as a faraway reporter, but got to let him into the television station because I knew the code of the gate. and let Eric Allen in with his son. His son was the star that night. All right. Don't forget, you can get my best plays over at tonyspicks.com. I'm sorry, at Winnable. You can get them there too, but you can get them at winnable.com and get my best plays for the action today. Keep it going here with some of my numbers right now with college basketball current run. Here, 16-7 in the NBA current 9-day run. Also 19-10 sports money college basketball premiums last 2 days. So please check me out. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. If you get the $19.95 per month package, that supports me here on the channel, and I'll come back and do this coverage every day, as long as we get a few hundred viewers anyway. Thank you guys so much for still believing in me. We got 50 of you in here on a Friday. We got a short card today, but a lot of winning to do. I'm going to give out some great winners hopefully in just a moment. But if you want my next tier up, you're going to want to go over to winnable.com. That's where I send out my late package. That's where we got it done yesterday with a lot of those great picks. I'm a high volume player, and I just kind of ramp them up a little bit. And those are my best plays for the value over at winnable.com. Okay, appreciate it. And guys are ready to go here. Yeah, Jermaine, remember Eric Allen. Look at that. He knows, a class guy, Eric Allen. All right. We're going to get ready for the show here in just a moment. And look, I mean, we don't have a lot of games to cover, so hopefully we got some winners today. I think it is a great card. The Bears owner, Virginia Hallis McCaskey, passed away at 102 years old yesterday. So, all right, let's get into it. I think we can talk about some. Maybe we've covered all the trades there yesterday. They covered, the late ones were Bogdanovich to the Clippers there yesterday for a couple of players. Marcus Smart to the Wizards. There was quite a few yesterday to wrap up the trade session. It felt like more than usual. It felt pretty exciting. All right, let's get into this NBA action for today and see what you guys like. And good morning to Ray as well. Daddy Beat says, "Which team did you feel like?" I think it feels like the Lakers were a big winner. Whether or not they are good enough, Daddy Beats, maybe I'm just homering it up for the Lakers a little bit. But boy, they did seem like they seemed to pass the test from all the analysts there and everything, right? All right, let's get into this NBA card here tonight. And whoops, that's last night's action. Hope I've got the right card loaded up here. Wouldn't that be a disaster? Here we go. The Spurs are on the road to take on the Hornets. I've been to a lot of NBA. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of NBA games. I have been to enough where I know the matchup when I went, except for, a billion Clippers games where they're just, but when you go see two teams on the road somewhere and you're like, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people go to a lot of different games, but I remember going to see this game with the twin, when they had the Duncan Robinson combo. And all right, Spurs on the road here, favored by 11. That was a long time ago. And the total 227 here in this one. It's down to 10.5 or so right now. And except the, let's see, 10.5 and we'll call it 228, maybe even 228.5 here today. This one's gone a little bit higher here with the Spurs taking on the Hornets. There we go. All right, just about set for the coverage here. Get my notes lined up and see what we've got here in this one with the Spurs here on the road. Charlotte here definitely in a bit of a losing string again right now. They're still able to get some numbers, as a matter of fact. They are a pretty stealth 24-14 against the spread as an underdog. The Spurs have started to get maybe overrated here of late, as nice as they've been and as promising as they continue to look. They're still under 500, and they've failed to cover in 7 of their last 10 games. Charlotte is just 2-6 against the spread their last 8 games at home, facing a team under 500. But it is a bushel full of points, it does feel like, here in this one. uh, Charlotte is definitely a team that runs pretty steady to the under this season. In fact, they've gone under in 11 of their last 13 at home, and they're 13-28 to the under as an underdog. San Antonio does trend to the over, and they are 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games, but just 12-9 to the over on the road coming into this one. So, look, it's a pretty big number, but Charlotte continues to kind of cover numbers a little bit. First meeting of the season between these two teams, Charlotte and San Antonio. So we can get your picks ready here right now on the matchup and see what you have. Gonna look at them all here. Charlotte, ironically, has actually won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. They've had some success. San Antonio has gone over also in 4 of their last 5 on the road. So you have one team kind of going over, one team kind of going under. Let's see if you like anything here. I'm going to the chat. And Cash Kane's ready for Valentine's Day. Thank you, Cash Kane. I love Valentine's Day myself, even though maybe I've never been in love. My mom's birthday was on Valentine's Day, so I like that. R. Tom says Hornets and over here. And I see you guys talking a little bit of action on the pitch. Sorry, I forgot about mentioning the features today in Serie A and La Liga and Bundesliga and 2 in France. Spurs over here for Thomas. And Action Jackson. Great to have Action Jackson here today. And he likes Wemby over in his points. Ray has the under here in this one. And Cash Kane says, is David Robinson playing in today's game? Is that how they've been favored by so many points in this one? And how about Melo? Can he make this lineup today? It's looking pretty good. It may be. It feels like he could make this lineup today. He's questionable, but does feel like we're nearing that return. And Thomas says, don't forget, they traded the big man. And Robert's on the Hornets as well. There's some Charlotte action in here for sure. Probably don't disagree with you guys right now. I'm probably going to do it. All right, got some other props, and let's go ahead. I do want to take the Hornets. I may be even on this total on a premium, but the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. I think that's why you've seen it go higher. But again, I don't know. Charlotte, maybe those under tendencies are a little stronger than those over tendencies. Do you think that San Antonio is the team that dictates the pace necessarily in this one? The winning team in both of last year's meetings did score over 120. It was 124 points when the Hornets won. It was 135 points when San Antonio won, but they both won at home in their games last year. So, Spurs still got some things to work out. They really do have a nice deep lineup. It just feels like they're still a little inexperienced. All right, Jermaine says, who's in and who's out for the Hornets in this one. I mean, who are they really going to have in there with? Really, it's other than losing Miller last week or 2 weeks ago. I think the lineup is ready to go tonight for what we know is in there. They're just waiting on Ball, and I feel pretty good about Ball's chance to make this lineup today. Okay, and maybe that is reflected in that line move down from 11.5 to 10.5. Okay, I'm taking the Hornets. Spurs, team total over 0. Yeah, no, the Hornets are not great. But again, if there's one area, right, San Antonio's not covering a lot of numbers, that's for sure. And even even Charlotte, they're, like I said, 24-14 against the spread. That is a when you're getting 10 points, that feels like a pretty decent situation. All right. And again, I understand there have been some trades. Okay, let's go next to the Cavaliers. Well, it doesn't get much better. This one's a 17-point spread here, maybe even 17 and a half now, and the total 235 and a half with Cleveland at Washington. But come on. The Washington Wizards are playing their best basketball of the season right now with 3 straight victories. And while in the midst of a bit of a roster shakeup after, getting rid of a scorer. So, what'll happen in this one with the Wizards? You do have Brogdon out of this game. Sarr is out as well. So that's 2 key injuries there for sure. But man, Washington, sure, they beat Brooklyn. They beat Charlotte. Who else are they going to beat? They did cover against Minnesota. And yes, this is a big spread, and the Cavaliers cover spreads like nobody's business. Washington is not a good cover at all. As these underdogs, they usually lose and lose by margin. But oh man, come on, Washington's hot. For Cleveland, Okoro, he's out of this game. Sam Merrill's going to miss the game as well, and Wade's been out here for a week or two. So could I do it here? I kind of want to take the points. I know that Cleveland, look, we usually try to pounce on this team, but they can sleepwalk through this one, it feels like. And whatever, Washington's beating some teams here. They're no good. They're awful. We know that. Action Jackson here says Cavs by 20. William Dryman's here today. Hello, Cleveland in the second quarter for AOD. Cash Kane used to hang out on the wall with the girls and ask them to dance at the elementary school dance. Thomas is on Washington here. Cash Kane may take it. Nope. I think he's laying it. There we go. AOD says the Wizards are in trouble. And I think that might be it. I mean, there's maybe I can work out some trendies here with this game, but at least Cleveland, they're 15-7 to the over on the road, and 30-16 to the over as a favorite. They're always going over though, and Washington has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games at home right now. Although 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and this is a big number. And when the bad team doesn't do its job, it usually ends up being an under. But if the Wizards do cover, obviously, I think that's a strong sign to be over. Okay, Fernando, though, says Wizards team total under. R. Tomp says gotta lay it. Ray says take it and go under. Terrell says Wizards team total under. Just too many roster changes for them to have the chemistry. That's what I thought too, but again, here you are in the midst of all these changes, and they have won 3 straight games. Now, I understand it wasn't all the moves right then and there, and now without their star scorer. And we know they won't have their new player today. We're seeing a move right now, though. Oh, let me see. No, let's just hang tight here. See if we get the... I didn't even turn on the steam machine on this side because of the light schedule. I guess I was a little off here. All right, under for you guys today. Oh, no. All right, I'll just take the Washington Wizards here and try to take one shot here with this big dog playing their best basketball. Sometimes when you're really bad, a little shakeup in the team can change. Not going to turn this thing around, but compared to what they had, they were just 6 wins a couple of days ago, and now they've got 9 wins. So, all right. In other news, this has to be the biggest spread. I thought we had one a little bit bigger, chosen one on the points here. So I guess you know, Otani's USC is getting steamed here right now in their game tonight. USC taking some steam in the game against Purdue. They're going to be down to 13 here. It may have been already 13, but it went up a little bit right now, and it's maybe 13 and a half some spots, maybe 14, but the steam's coming in on USC. So, all right, so Otani's interpreter did get a sentence of 57 months in uh, jail for what he did, impersonating Otani. You could say what you want and make all kinds of funnies, but the evidence from the FBI, if they're the fraudulent ones, but they did find all that evidence and ended up 57 months for the former interpreter of the baseball star. And he also he got a $17 million fine that he'll have to pay eventually. I don't know how you do that as an interpreter that just gets out of jail. In related news, there was an $8.5 million bet placed on the Philadelphia. All right, trying my hand at some sports betting jokes. All right, let's go back to the action here with the Bucks taking on the Hawks here. The Bucks are on the road, laying some more points. Lots of road favorites here with Milwaukee coming in 27 and 22, but they've been on a bit of a losing streak for sure. They did win last time out against Charlotte. They didn't cover. They were laying 10 and a half. They won by 10, but they haven't covered. Milwaukee doesn't cover anything anymore right now at all, it seems like. And the one thing Atlanta does, they still get some wins as an underdog. As bad of a situation as they're in right now, they've been losing games too. They did win a couple of games back against Detroit, but then lost against San Antonio. The thing is, they're losing games but still covering the spread almost every time, and here they are as a home dog in this situation. It's down to 5.5 here right now, and the total 241.5. Atlanta is 16 and 7 to the over at home, and Milwaukee 21 and 17 to the over on the road. But this series is a series that is pretty much always an under between these two teams, and this is a pretty high number. I know it's a high number for sure, but 8 of the last 11 meetings here in Atlanta between the two teams have gone under. And I might be a little, I don't know if that's contrarian or not, but let's go to the chat in this
Printable
one.
Notice.
Saw that news. One fight has been canceled. There's a Truman Dembrell missed weight, but I think that was I think that actually broke a while ago. They're updating it right now, but there was one fight that has been canceled from the card on Saturday. Failed to mention, don't forget to join our coverage of UFC at 3 p.m. Eastern, probably earlier than that, 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific time for UFC 312 from Sydney, Australia. With the main event, of course, between Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland, and co-main event Zhang Weili and Tatiana Suarez as they battle in action on Saturday, and our guys will be here for the companion stream coverage. All right, let's see what you have here with the Bucks and the Hawks. In this one, Atlanta's covered 5 of their last 6 games overall, coming in, doing a pretty good job. Milwaukee has gone over in 10 of their last 14. Atlanta's gone over in 4 of their last 5. But, man, the series history feels like the way to look in this one when you got a high total like this and you have to move in like that. Okay, here we go. And, yes, Chosen One says you still have Giannis sitting there not even confirmed, for the game yet, right? And Trae Young probable for the game tonight. Capella's out. Jalen Johnson, the forward Jalen Johnson, he is out. Lillard probable. Brooke Lopez probable. But Giannis, he definitely feels like, to me, it is a question for him in this lineup. Here's Hawks and over for our Tops. Under for Cash Kane, likes the Hawks on the money line. And Jermaine going under here. Cash Kane way under. Robert likes the under as well. Thomas says Milwaukee's a consensus play here. Or under. Under's a consensus play. Okay, I'm down with that. Let me join. Can I join the consensus in that? I thought I was being sneaky on that one. I thought most people might prefer the over with the way these two teams have been going over, and they definitely can produce plenty of points, right? This is more the situation that Milwaukee does go over when they're favored on the road a little bit, and Atlanta is just a solid over at home. But again, I'm thinking on the series history a little bit with these two division rivals. All right. All right. I think that does it for that one. Let's keep it moving on here. We got a short card, so I'm just taking my time a little bit with the Heat taking on the Nets here. The Heat favored on the road 6.5, and the total 210.5. And look, the Nets, they're in a little bit of a situation that, they covered a couple of games here recently. Against Houston and against Charlotte and against Houston in those back-to-back games, or that home and home series against Houston here. And for Miami, look, like I said, now that they're clear of Butler and they can get down to business, you'd think this is a type of team that will get it going a little bit, whether or not they're good enough to, be any more than what they are at this point. It was just a 500 team. That remains to be seen. But Brooklyn here does feel like maybe is another. All these road teams are just kind of standing out to me, or the spreads anyway. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. We know Brooklyn's kind of been a pretty steady under here. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10 games. Overall, Miami is an over team for the most part, but that's mostly at home. They're actually 12-15 to the under on the road. Brooklyn's gone under in 7 of their last 8 and 7 of their last 8 games at home as well. 5 of the last 6 meetings overall have gone under between these two teams. Now, Brooklyn's a crummy spread team at home for sure, with an 8-15 spread record at home, but they're 24-20 against the spread as an underdog. Now, I don't know how many times they've been favored at home, but I don't think it can be too many of those. I guess it would only be 6 if my math is right. But the record in those are brutal. All right, let's see if you guys like this one at all. I think I know where I'm headed, but I want to see what you guys say first before I commit to it. Brooklyn's lost 12 of their last 13 games at home right now. And Brooklyn's also gone under in 7 straight as a dog. All right, here is Miami and under for Thomas, but our Tom says Nets and under. Fernando says it's just an under. Heat money line for Cash Kane. And Robert likes the under here as well. Pittsburgh Penguins are getting steamed right now in their game today against the Rangers. Rangers were a $2 favorite, but they're going to go down here a little bit to 180 or so, it looks like. Pittsburgh taking the steam on the ice tonight. Thomas says that the consensus play here is the under. Consensus play. Okay. Well, I like that as well. I kind of just want to pile on here with Team Steam, I think it feels like. But maybe I can just go with because I do like I like Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody else is going to like Brooklyn with me. So let me give it out. I'm going to take Brooklyn so we have another play, and I'll take Brooklyn. I think there's enough of a mix there between you guys that I can chime in with that and maybe break the tie. But Consensus plays on the under here. Ray says Nets first quarter money line. Terrell says Heat money line. Now they can get to be down to business, he says. All right. Pardon me. Let's go to the next one here. We got the 76ers on the road as a favorite against the Pistons. The Pistons has definitely shown some vulnerability here of late with a couple of losses in a row. But they did get the money against Cleveland last time out as a 3.5 point dog, losing by just 3. So they're doing a pretty decent job right now. Unfortunately, they're up against a team that pretty much dominates them. Now, yes, Philadelphia, they have a worse record. I don't even know if they're starting to play better. I guess they're supposed to be playing better here at this point, but still, they dominate this series so much. It's going to be hard for me to go against them in this game. Philadelphia's won 9 of the last 10 meetings against Detroit, and they've covered 8 of their last 9 games on the road when facing a sub 500 team. And Detroit is sub 500 right now, just by a game, but nonetheless, they are. Now, Detroit is 20-14 against the spread as an underdog, and Philadelphia is 7-12 against the spread as a favorite. But Embiid, expect him in, I would guess, here in this one. The spread has gone up, indicating so. In fact, this is such an old spread. I got to update it. It's 4.5 here right now, and I'm going to just end up taking it on the show because now it is starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I still favor the Sixers here. The 225.5, though, is probably something I'm going to be interested in a total here, but I'm going to take the 76ers here in this one. Like I said, I think the way they've owned these Pistons conference battle, I think they'll do it again today. Chosen One says double revenge for the Pistons. Yeah, it feels like double revenge. Feels like quadruple revenge. Detroit is tough, says Jackson. Here's Ray says, take Detroit. And Billy Siegfried's in the chat. Robert says, give me the Sixers in this one. Cash Kane says, lay it with the Sixers. And I think Terrell's right. I agree. I think Detroit as a home dog does look pretty live, no doubt. And they are a profitable team in the underdog role this year. Actually, right? That's what I think. It's almost a 10x revenge spot. They really do own them, you guys, winning and covering almost every time. Philadelphia, if you go down the line, they have been dominant in this series. So, and these are the ones I look at a little more closely. Conference series, division series, I'm way more interested in head-to-head trends and, the interconference series. So right now it stands at long-term Philadelphia 20-7 against the spread in the last 27 games against Detroit. More recently, 4-1 against the spread in the last 5, 8-2 against the spread last 10, 9-3 against the spread in the last 12. So I think that's more what I'm looking at here. And also Detroit just 2-9 straight up in the last 11 trips here at home against Philly. And maybe Philly's been better than they are right now for sure. But they still have the one man that makes a big difference. And Cunningham has an injury status, but I think he is going to be in there. His status right now is questionable, so you definitely want him in there. And you got Harris probable, Beasley probable. Yabusele is questionable for Philly. Drummond is doubtful. Yabba dabba doo. All right. And I will. Oh, Philadelphia is a consensus play. Okay. Well, I think I already said I'm on it. So that's another one where I'll just have to go with it. I've said I'm on Philly, so I'm on it with the consensus. I sometimes will pivot, give us an extra play or so, but I think I already committed to Philly. So I'm part of the consensus. All right. Next up, the Raptors and the Thunder. The Thunder. This 17 was the biggest spread I've seen this season. Well, hold my beer. The Thunder here 19 230 and a half. Come on, don't they know that the Toronto Raptors are one of the best teams to bet money on? Well, so are the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's just a matter of what you want to choose, right? And we know that as a home dog, maybe that's been Toronto's bread and butter. They're only 12-10 against the spread on the road. Uh, you know, 25-17 as an underdog still, however. Now, Oklahoma, a city, is great against the spread. We know that, but I don't know how many times have been laying 19, probably zero. So, can they get a 20-point victory here today against one of the better spread teams in the league with the Toronto Raptors? All right, let's take a look and see what we got here in this one with Oklahoma City and Toronto. Go to the chat and see what you have. Toronto's actually covered 8 of the last 11 years here coming into this one. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams here in Oklahoma City have gone over. Those are the ones that have less impact, but still, nonetheless, when it's dominant. R. Tomps likes the Raptors here. Cash Kane likes the Raptors. It is it, Redbeard said, "This is crazy. What's going on here with these spreads?" Because it does feel like, right? I mean, uh, look, and we know that Toronto obviously has had a bit of a roster shakeup here as well, obviously, and they're leading R.J. Barrett out of this game. Jakob Podol, he's out of this game as well. Oklahoma City has some players missing from the lineup, from the rotation, including Uzamain Dang and Wallace. They are both out. And great news, and this is actually the headline, and burying the headline here, that and it's happened quick. Chet Holmgren is ready to return to the lineup here tonight. And he's not a type of impact player. I don't think that's what's baked into the line here. I think you're just looking at the obviously the hottest commodity in the league here against a team that's not very good. But still, I feel like I want to take a team that covers the spread like the Toronto Raptors. The Thunder might be on a roll, and they can, I guess, name the score here, but they did just beat Phoenix by 31 points. They beat Milwaukee by 29 points. They beat Sacramento by 34 points. So can they do it again? Can they do it again? All right. And let's see here. Ray Otachi, I think he's looking at the first quarter line there. So it's only 6.5. Fernando here says Oklahoma City team total over. Billy says you got to have Barrett or you're going to get blowed out. And Robert, I think he is going under here in this one. Well, Oklahoma City has gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall coming into this one. But Toronto 10-13 to the under on the road. Maybe there's a little something to that. But Oklahoma City still 12-2 to the over. Last 14, 16-6 to the over in their last 22 right now. So, and even 5 of the last, what did I say? 7 of the last 8 here. 5 of the last 7 overall between these two going over. All right. All right. I guess that's gonna do it. I guess I got to make a call here in this one with Toronto and OKC, and it doesn't feel, like a great situation for the Raptors for sure. But oh man, Still gonna kind of want to squeeze in there with 19 points. So I'm gonna take Toronto here on the show plus 19. I agree. It could easily be 25 the way things are going for Oklahoma City, but when you're expected to win by that many, can it really be like that? All right. Let's get one more here with the Jazz and the Suns tonight. You got the Suns favored by 8.5 or 9. The total is up here to 233. For the most part, on some widely reported steam here just before the show. The line started to move up here in this one. Got Utah coming in here off of a win right now. And, they beat Golden State 131 to 128. They've actually covered 3 in a row. And, hey, they're 15 and 11 against the spread on the road. And they're facing the worst spread team, it feels like, in the league, in the Phoenix Suns. 17 and 32 against the spread, 7 and 16 against the spread at home, 10 and 20 against the spread as a favorite. Just not the best spot ever, it feels like, for the Phoenix Suns. Now, they have won the last 5 meetings against Utah for sure, 9 straight meetings actually against Utah. But Phoenix has failed to cover the spread in 9 straight games when facing a team that is below 500. So they just, they don't get these numbers, that's for sure. Phoenix has gone over in 5 straight. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. 6 of the last 8 years here in Phoenix between these two teams have gone over. Phoenix at home is 8 and 16 to the under, but Utah's 16 and 10 to the over on the road. So a little bit of dichotomy there, but when you factor in the the series often goes over, that's where I'm going to end up here in this one, is taking the over with Utah and Phoenix, especially at the increased number of 233. And in the chat, let's see here, nothing maybe here with this one between the Jazz and the Suns. Got 63 of you in here right now. Thank you for joining me on the morning steam. That could be it for the basketball. I'll give you guys one more second if you want to chime in on this one between Utah and Phoenix. Maybe a little bit tough with some of the numbers here. Like I said, Phoenix has owned the series for sure against these in this matchup, but when they've met here in Utah, in Phoenix, Phoenix has won 7 of the last 8 overall. It's been a series dominated by Phoenix, but they never get the money. I guess it's about as simple as I can put it. Here's Terrell says, Suns, he's laying it. He's laying it here. He says the Jazz are back to their non-covering ways right now. So I get it. Jazz have covered their last 3 games, but longer term, they've been a little bit more dry. 5 and 5 ATS in the last 10. Action Jackson will lay it with the Suns. And you wonder, nobody wanted old KD, huh? A little bit more trouble than he's worth. All right. That's it for the NBA. Appreciate it, you guys. 7-game card there. Let's go to the NHL. Take a look at this one of the Penguins taking on the Rangers. And like I said, there's already been some steam, so let's adjust this line for sure. It's gone down to $1.80 or so, as I said. Steam came in on Pittsburgh. And the total, I think, still 6 under 15 or so in this one. So let's look at some of the numbers here and see what you guys have tonight. Still a division matchup, so you gotta like what you see here with this one. All right, Pittsburgh comes in here with a record of 22, 24, and 9. The Rangers 26, 23, and 4, but the Rangers have won their last 2 games coming in against Boston and against VGK. here. Rangers, not a great puck line team, 12 and 23 on the puck line. Pittsburgh is 22 and 19 on the puck line. So maybe they can get this one here plus the 1.5 here today. They obviously are taking some of the action from Sharps here in this one. So let's see what you guys have here. I'll see what goalies have been confirmed yet, if any. And go to the chat and see what you guys have. Appreciate it here. I'm kind of catching up. Redbeard on the Rangers on the puck line. All right, let's see here. Nothing yet from this matchup with Igor and Nedeljkovic expected here. Igor 2.86 goals against, Nedeljkovic 2.97 goals against in this one. Robert does like the under here with Pittsburgh and the Rangers. That's probably the direction I would head here. Cash Kane says Rangers money line. You're getting a little bit of a discount for sure right now, given the steam has come in here on Pittsburgh. All right. I'll probably end up here on the total if I don't like this money line, this puck line here right now. Rangers have covered the puck line in 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams. So they pretty much dominated the Penguins here. Last meeting 4-2. Rangers won here at home. They won 4-2. All right. Give me the under in this one. I'm agree with Bobby Mack there. I'll try the under in Pittsburgh and the Rangers. Okay. Billy's on the Rangers. Here's the Islanders taking on the Jets. Got another $2 favorite. All we got is $2 favorites here, it feels like, today on the ice, except for the Kings game. For the Jets here, coming in 38 and 14. They've been obviously pretty terrific this season. Right now, Winnipeg's won a bunch of games in a row. Islanders have been hot too. Remember, they were on a real roll as well before they finally got knocked off by Florida, but they did bounce back to beat Vegas. So Islanders have been really hot here right now. No doubt the Jets are blistering here, but Islanders have won 8 of their last 9 games. So why couldn't they compete in this one? I think we've already seen we got Hellebuck confirmed here. Sorokin in net for Winnipeg here. He's been very strong as well. He saved 33 in that game against the Golden Knights. He's been so hot here of late. So I'm going to go with the Islanders here on the puck line. I think the line is relatively decent. Right now, Islanders plus 1.5 at minus 150. So I'm going to take the Isles. And let's see here. Action Jackson was on the Ranger. Nothing here on this one with the Islanders and the Jets. All right. I'll keep it rolling then and go to the next one here with another $2 favorite or so with the Predators taking on the Blackhawks here in this one. Got the Predators, $2 favorite here on the road. The total 6.5 under 35. So I don't know. You got a pretty high total here when you're talking about a series that is definitely an under series. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone under. You have a Nashville team struggling here at this point to win, struggling to get goals. They lost to Ottawa 5-2, lost to Pittsburgh 3-0, lost to Buffalo 4-3, lost to Vancouver 3-1. It's been a rough stretch for Nashville here of late, but still going up against woeful Chicago. Lost 3 in a row here right now. But Chicago is 27 and 22 on the puck line this season. Nashville just 9 and 23 is a puck line favorite here. Nashville has failed to cover 6 straight puck lines here right now. And Chicago's covered 4 of their last 5 puck lines at home. So probably just going to have to play the Blackhawks here, plus 1.5 at minus 150. Here's Robert. He was on the first period, I think, in that Jets game, first period under. Redbeard's got his parlay of the day here, a 4-teamer. Cash Kane likes the Blackhawks on the money line. Action Jackson likes them here on the money line as well. Billy Siegfried's got his best bet for the Super Bowl. Robert's over 6 here. Nuke says, how can they be $2 favorites? It seems like Nuke, it just, you know what it seems like is that, and I've been saying it for a couple of weeks, it feels like they just get bet by sharp action. Like they expect the old Predators to kind of just show up one day. And that, we know it doesn't feel like the same team at all right now. I mean, when would they turn it around? They've been playing 400 hockey here all season, if not worse. They've only gotten a little bit better, maybe. And just when they win a couple of games, 1 or 2 games, they go back to another losing streak. So I'm not believing in the Sharps at all. And if anything, in some of those rolls, it makes the line a little bit cheaper. In fact, it's about $2 here, though. Okay. Guess that's it for that one. Because the next one's not much better. But let's see what we got here with. Oh, there's one more. Preds and Hawks over from Philly Eagle Flyer. All right, so next up now we got a good game here. Now it is Edmonton $1.85, but come on. Were you going to do that right now to Colorado here? Colorado, all of us, playing pretty good here. They beat Calgary on the road. They shut out Philly, shut out St. Louis. Okay, they lost at Vancouver. That's fine. I mean, got to give Vancouver some credit for being still a pretty decent club. Not great that the Avs didn't score. We know that sometimes they can have some scoring issues on the road, but you know what? The Avs are as an underdog, man. They're not too bad. Now they are 4-7. I'll give you that, but they're 9-2 to the over as an underdog here. Now Edmonton's an under. There's no doubt about it. You think of Edmonton, you want to think of them, hey, the scoring and everything, but they are 10-17 to the under at home. But still, Colorado as a dog, 9-2 to the over. I just think that is interesting. Now, I have Wedgwood in there, but there's been talk that Trent Miner could appear here in goal for Colorado here in this one. I'm showing Skinner here for the Oilers. Let's take a look here at the matchup. I think what you're going to find actually is Colorado's had some modest success here against Edmonton. Right now, Colorado's won 11 of the last 16 meetings and 4 of the last 5 trips into Edmonton. Now, there's no doubt Edmonton is pretty great here, 18-9 at home, but still Colorado's 16-12 on the road. And, they're definitely no slouch in this West. They feel like a team that still can be live here moving forward. So let's get some comments from the chat. And Billy says, I thought he was talking Puppy Bowl again, but he's got Barkley here on those yardage going down, right? Maybe a lot of the, haven't allowed 100-yard rushers. Kansas City's little stat there a little bit. Irish King has some action here. Thank you. Cash Kane, abs and over, abs puck line there. That's what I want to do. But let's see here. I want to look at the total. Edmonton's gone under in 10 of the last 12 games right now at home have the Oilers. So, continue to go under for sure. All right, I'm going to go to the chat in here, see what you guys have. Abs Oilers under here for Action Jackson. And Nuke says Oilers lay the puck line here, but maybe he would not play this game. Okay. All right. I know it's an under series, but I want to go over in this game. Not only Colorado 9-2, I mean, that's a trend that kind of goes back. Colorado is an underdog. They're 20-4 to the over, dating back to last season as an underdog. It doesn't happen often. This is only their 12th game as an underdog this season. So I'm going to go over in this one with Colorado and Edmonton. It feels a little contrarian here. You got to go over 6.5, but that's what I'm doing. One more on the ice, and it's the Stars and the Kings here. Great game tonight. Kings obviously dynamite at home, but Stars on a roll here. They did lose last time out to snap their losing streak to Anaheim. Lost to Anaheim, so it wasn't a great way to start their trip here. Maybe they were looking forward to this one, but still. For the Kings here, they won 2 straight. They beat Carolina and Montreal to kind of end their woes a little bit. They were on the road for quite a long time and did some damage to their record here. But Dallas has had kind of the upper hand a little bit in the series with the Kings. Dallas has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams, 6 of the last 8 overall, 12 of the last 16, and 15 of the last 21 between these two teams. These guys are a dead solid under as expected every single time. 9 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams have gone under. 10 of the last 13 games here in LA have gone under as well. Kings have gone under in 5 straight at home against Dallas right now, but Stars do get the best of them, no doubt. But Kings at home, this is where they've done their best work. It's just 16-3 at home so far this season. And Dallas, look, the Kings are favored right now. Still, maybe not for long. It does feel like it's even moved to a pick'em here at some. So you might throw out the fact that the Stars are just 3-4 straight up as an underdog. Still, they're 14-11 on the road. Doesn't match the Kings' awesome home record here. Who would the Kings lose to the way they're playing at home? They're one of the best in the league at home right now. So I know the Stars kind of own them here. King's money line for Irish King. Robert says you got to go under here in this one for sure. All right. Yeah, I think both these late games are pretty good, though. I'm going to take my Kings tonight against Dallas. 16-3 is hard to argue. Billy likes the under there. I guess that's it on the ice. Let's go to college basketball. I think we can preview every game here and still get out of here in the next 30 minutes or less. It's a great college basketball card for a Friday night. Look at this one. Wow. VCU at Dayton right now. You've got VCU here. First of all, you got Dayton. You got Dayton. They never lose at home. Never. Right now, Dayton numbers at home. What is it? I'm going to get it for you, but it is something obscene. I probably should be able to rattle this one off forever. It's been so dominant here of late. 29 of their last 30. They've won 29 of their last 30 games at home. They're an underdog. You know why? Because VCU is on fire. VCU is 18-5. Not only is VCU on fire, but they've actually kind of had the better of this series. Now, often they've been a bigger underdog to Dayton in the situation, but with VCU being so good and so strong right now, they've earned the favoritism here. So, really, really interesting matchup here. Dayton, who never loses at home against a VCU team, favorite here. In fact, it's higher than 1.5, isn't it? No, no. In fact, it's moving right now to Dayton. The sharpest book in the world is moved to Dayton here right now. Sharpest book in Vegas. I don't know. I'm calling it a pick'em. I'm going to call it a pick'em because Circus moved to a pick'em, and the total here definitely 139 right now between VCU and Dayton. So yeah, VCU team absolutely terrific. 14-6 is a favorite. 17-3. That's against the spread. 7-3. Last 10 against the spread. Uh, Dayton here just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games, but they're 13-1 at home. Obviously, as I mentioned, winning every game pretty much. The only game that Dayton has lost here this season was to George Mason. Obviously, a pretty decent team, and that was back when they were 1-3. They're only 6-4 here in conference play. Are the Flyers? VCU 17-3 as a favorite, but favorite no longer. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here with VCU and Dayton. All right, let's see here. It's going to be Thomas likes Dayton here. Fernando likes the over. And Thomas said Dayton. Billy on the over. Art Tomps on the over. And man, I think I'm on the under, actually, you guys. I feel bad here. I think I'm going to end up taking the under on the show here. I know I want to, hopefully, I'm setting up a great premise on this, but I'm taking the under with VCU and Dayton as my show pick here. So hopefully, we're portraying the game right. There's no doubt that VCU, this is an awesome game. And the move is on Dayton here, it feels like right now. All right, Robert liked Dayton there. There it is. Yep, you called it, or I called it, or you called it. Should I do the camera thing where I move the Dayton over here that just came in the Steam? Dayton, ironically, talking about the game right now to our 70 of the most influential sports bettors in the world, obviously, if you guys are taking Dayton. All right, Billy's got some props there, writing those out, so I've got to run this up there for sure. Got Morant over. He said he hit this ticket. Oh, okay, Billy, thank you. But if you're going to type in all that, I'm putting it on the screen, brother. All right, I'm going under in the VCU Dayton game, but I'm making a pick on this one somewhere. All right, let's go to the next one. These are all very interesting games. Princeton is on the road here against Penn. Everybody talking about these Ivy League overs right now. Nobody can get off of them at this point. It's almost a blanket bet, it feels like, here. So let's see what you have. Princeton and Penn, if you like this one. Princeton owns Pennsylvania right now, not only straight up, but against the spread as well, covering just about every single time. A one-sided series between one team that's pretty good and one team not so good. Penn is struggling this season at 6-13 straight up. Penn 15-6 right now coming into this game. You got to taking a look here at the standings in the Ivy League currently. Princeton is 4-2. Yale's 6-0. Doesn't look like they're going to get there. Penn, no good. They're definitely down there at 2-4, but how are they going to stop Xavier Lee in this one? It feels like Princeton can call out their score. It's just that, unfortunately, Princeton is so good. They're often overrated big time. and laying too many points, despite their fine record this season of 15-6. They're 6-13 against the spread, 4-12 against the spread as a favorite, but they always cover against Penn. So what do you want to do? What stat do you want to eliminate? It feels like Princeton has covered 5 straight years here at the Palestra, and uh, like I said, that's the one you've got to figure it out, or maybe I'm supposed to figure it out for you. Penn's not great though either. They're 3-8 against the spread at home. They are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10 games. So maybe there's something to be said for that. But when one team dominates one like that, in an Ivy League matchup, I mean, these are probably some of the most predictable trends when it comes to the head-to-heads year over year, right? Penn's gone over in 5 straight games at home right now. Princeton's an under team, but I think Penn here, because of their home tendencies to go over, I'm going to end up on the over here in this one at 146.5. Oh, down to 145 here. Okay, I'm getting a deal. All right, give me the over as my pick on the show. See what you got here in this one. Cash Kane says, lay it with Princeton. Trust this one-sided series pretty much. Robert says Princeton here. And Billy's got more of his Super Bowl props. Thank you, Billy. All right, I'm taking over with Princeton and Pennsylvania. All right, we saw some steam, I think, come in here just a little bit ago on this one between USC. This is almost the worst game of the day out of this group. USC took the steam earlier here in this matchup with Purdue here in Big Ten play. USC 13-9, 7th ranked Purdue on a 3-game winning streak right now and looking pretty good here at this time. But USC has been covering a few games here on the road. They are 4-1 against the spread their last 5 road games right now. They covered on the road against Northwestern here to start this little trip. They were getting 3.5. They lost by 2. They played pretty well. They won and covered at Nebraska. They're doing a nice job here. They did get blown out against UCLA at home, but Purdue's gone over in 5 straight home games right now. USC's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. USC's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. All right, see what you got here. Purdue always wins these games, but that's a big number, right? Isn't it? Thomas likes the over here. I think I do too. Cash Kane, is he giving us? Oh, gosh, he's giving us all of his plays here. Thank you, Cash Kane. All right. I'm going with USC. Robert's going with Purdue to blow them out. Cash Kane's taking USC. I'm taking USC as my pick here on the morning steam. Give me the Trojans here, covering some numbers of late. All right. Should be some fun tonight when St. John's takes on Connecticut. 12th ranked St. John's on fire right now, 20-3. Connecticut here with the best damn coach in the land, 16-6. We wanted to make fun of him, but all of a sudden you look up and you're like, well, maybe he is the best coach in the country. Connecticut has all of a sudden won these last 2 games, beating Marquette as a 6.5-point dog. Yeah, they beat DePaul, didn't cover the spread, whatever. They weren't covering the spread at all, but that game against Marquette, Really impressive there for Connecticut. Still, St. John's. What can you say? They're just on the talk of the country almost right now. St. John's has won 5 of their last 6 games on the road. They beat Marquette as well last time outright, 70-64. They beat Providence. Didn't get the number as a big favorite, but they covered. One and covered against Georgetown. One and covered against Xavier. One and covered against the Hall. So what are you going to do here? St. John's covered 5 straight times here visiting Connecticut. And this one is at Gamble. I don't know if that makes a difference for, Connecticut splits their home games up. This one's at Gamble. So it could be pretty exciting if you think. St. John's on fire here. What are you going to do this one? This is the game of the day. Game of the night, it feels like. These other games were great too. All right. Oh, Nuke took USC back there. Thank you, Nuke. Cash game like Connecticut. Bill Thomas has got this one pretty much as his game of the night, it feels like. Billy talking about that SC game. Nuke says that Johnny's been doing a good job for sure, right? They're rarely an underdog. They have they're 1-0-1 maybe as an underdog. So see what you got in this one with St. John's and Connecticut. All right, I'm going to make my call here, but I think I got to be using one of these as a premium for sure in this game. Let's see, St. John's smack Marquette, right? Marquette, how'd they lose to these two teams? Roberts going under here in this one. Look, St. John's 2-5 to the under on the road. Connecticut 6-7 to the under at home. Teams haven't met this year, but last year when they met here at Connecticut, there was 185 points in that one.
Critical notice.
Bunch of guys are dropping out of the golf tournament today over there. Not the one here, but the not the live either. The European Tour event. Billy says, "Just win at UConn." All right. I'll make my call here in this one. I've got the under as well. Give me the under with St. John's and Connecticut. It's got to be a good one tonight. All right. Couple more here right now. We got a good college card. Let's go next with St. Louis and St. Joseph's. Another one where just some very interesting series history to me kind of has me thinking. St. Louis has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams coming in, and they're getting the points here. In fact, it's not quite, I think it's moved here. Let's check it out. No, it's still 6, 145.5 here in this one, but St. Louis, pretty good series for them for sure in this role against St. Joe's. Now, St. Joe's often pretty good when they bounce back at home after a loss. They usually come back and get a win. They're 8-4 straight up at home, 11-5 straight up as a favorite. But looking at the spread numbers, St. Joe's 2-8 against the spread in their last 10, 5-9-1 against the spread at home. For St. Louis are 3-7 against the spread on the road and 2-4 against the spread as a dog. But like I said, the Billikens just seem to play these guys pretty tough here long term for sure. These numbers run a little bit deep for the Billikens. Last year, St. Joe's did win at home 87-86, but they were 10.5 point favorites in that one. And every other time, it's pretty much been St. Louis getting the money. Yeah, let's see what you got here in this one. I'll probably look to the total the way St. Louis is going right now. 1-9 to the under in their last 10 games. 2-8 to the under on the road. Meanwhile, St. Joe's, they're 50-50 one way or the other. The widely reported steam did come in here on St. Joe's, and these St. Joe's games at home in conference play, they're usually in the 150s or higher, right? But not against St. Louis. No way is that going to happen. I cannot see that happening against St. St. Joe's here. So, all right. And Jermaine says, I got to take St. Joseph's here. It's a big weekend for Philadelphia. Thomas is on St. Joe's as well. Robert likes the under. Nuke took St. Louis here. And James Farm talking about that game with UConn back there. All right. All right. I'm going to take St. Louis here. I might be going against you guys a little bit right now, but I'm going to take the Billikens. I like the fact that they play this series pretty tough, but, in talking about that total, and maybe it finds my way to one of the, to a card, but they are 4-17 to the under this season. St. Louis, one of the biggest under teams in the country. Jake Dye says go under and sprinkle the St. Louis money line in the first half. All right, let's go. We got more fun action here, even in a crazy game like this with a 13-point spread. In fact, it's lower than that right now, and why wouldn't it be? There ain't many teams in the country better against the spread than the San Jose State Spartans. The Spartans are on fire right now, covering numbers. They can't be stopped. Now, Boise's won 3 straight games and wins and covers against Vegas, Fresno, and Nevada. But San Jose, give them Fresno. They just won against Fresno 94-91 in their last game, right? But I think that was actually no, I thought they were getting 3 points in that one. Whatever the case, San Jose State has covered a billion games in a row. Right now, I'm exaggerating, but Boise always wins this matchup for sure. 14-1 over the last 15 straight up, 5 straight here at home. But San Jose State has gone 8-0-1 against the spread in their last 9 games on the road. They're 17-4-1 against the spread this season, 11-2 against the spread as an underdog. So, I don't know, getting 2 touchdowns with a team that never fails to cover the spread feels pretty easy, right, with San Jose State. I'll probably look at the total because that one sounds like a pretty solid bet that maybe I think is even stronger than mentioning here. But San Jose State is 8-5 to the over as an underdog. Boise's 11-8 to the over as a favorite. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over, so I've got the over here in this one, but I'm using San Jose State somewhere. Thank you, Billy, for more Super Bowl props. It's Friday. You get your Super Bowl picks in. I think everybody knows what I'm on because this is my last week with the Sports Money Network if the Chiefs lose. One thing I'm gravitating to here, Billy, and everybody, is I haven't talked about on any shows yet this week about the kicking game. And I'm going to probably be on the field goal kicking in this game. I believe that we may see in between yardage and then not finishing in the end zone in this game, at least maybe early on. Robert here is on the over. And I'll have some props coming out here on the next 24 hours on some of these channels, and we'll be on plenty of shows. Don't forget, today we have a Super Bowl betting preview show here on the Sports Money Network with the gang getting ready for the big game. And we will not have any live companion coverage for the Super Bowl. Come on, it's the Super Bowl, man. You spend time with your family and friends. That's what you should do. Super Bowl's a holiday. Noli, hello, Noli. He's got St. John's in Connecticut under. Now, I know Noli probably, I want to say he's watched the whole show. He may have just shown up, so I better mention it that I picked that under as well. Noli, yes. we got a little consensus, Noli and I gotta write that down here. Yeah, I went under as my pick here on the show. Hi, Noli. All right, so I'm going over with San Jose State and Boise, but as long as you guys know that San Jose is a monster cover here right now. All right, let's go one more game here with Utah State and Fresno State in this one. Now, Utah State's been hot. They're great. I mean, they're 20-3. They might be that sleeper team from the Mountain West that finds its way into the Sweet 16. Meanwhile, Fresno is in a pretty much dismal run at this point, struggling here to even win games. So Utah State can maybe name the score here right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams here at Fresno have gone under. Utah State is 2-6-1 to the under on the road. They've won 12 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams coming in. So this one not as fun as the other game. We could have left this one off probably, but come on, there's only so many games today we can look to, it feels like. So, all right. Well, I'm on the over here in this one with Utah State and Fresno State tonight. That's my pick here on the Morning Steam show. Look, it's 156.5, and I'm going over. All right, let's see what else we got. We wrap up the show here. Type anything in the chat, and you can be eligible for the drawing and maybe win $14 like Cliff Lloyd. And if Cliff doesn't pick up his money, I'd be like, I'll give you some picks. I'll put you on my server. He might say, no, don't do that. Okay, what else? Terrell wants to bet on how many times we see Taylor Swift. I say don't sleep on the possible Kelsey proposal. I know that seems, Yeah, Billy said. Well, Billy says, look, I don't think they want the Philly kicker to kick. They want to sit on the sidelines, and when in Gatorade color, he likes purple. And I don't know if that's indicative of, Kansas City's won the last 2 Super Bowls, and they've used purple Gatorade in both games. So if you like Kansas City to win the game, I don't know. Maybe I like purple Gatorade to drink. It's probably a lot of people don't like purple Gatorade. I actually like purple Gatorade better than red. Andrew G says that's the game of the day right there. Yep, you're right, Nuke. There, I don't know. No one invites me to a Super Bowl party. All right. Nasty Nate, good morning. Like St. John's in that big game. And there's Dixie Normus, a new chatter here joining us. Thank you, Dixie. Likes the Pistons plus the points. Nunya's here this morning. Good morning to Nunya. Truth Teller is here. Hi, Truth Teller. Thomas says, here it comes, our 3-teamer today. Milwaukee Bucks under, Miami Heat under, and Philadelphia. Thanks, Truth. That's so cool. All right. Billy says, why am I leaving? Or maybe he is, but maybe he's talking to me. And like I said, they're going to kick me off the channel because I'm going with the Chiefs. We know that Mikey and Bam are going to be on the Eagles here, but all right. Donut Silks, hello. Let's do the drawing. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here on the show. Get ready for, like I said, big coverage tonight. Mikey tonight, 3 Eastern, 6 Pacific, followed by our Super Bowl preview. All right, we're going to get the drawing together, see who wins. I can find it here. Whoops. Hold on a minute. Technical difficulty. You can get my best plays over at Tony's Pick. You can get my best plays over at winnable.com. I'll have my top plays today for college basketball. You know, I already love the card. NBA, NHL, my best plays over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine here on Friday as we get ready for our sports betting weekend. All right, appreciate you listening to that. Click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That'll take you to my winnable page. Get my picks for just 50 cents a day when you subscribe for 1 month for $19.95. This is how you support me here on the channel. I'll keep coming back and doing the morning steam every day as long as I can, get a few subscribers. Hey, get that free subscription. Did anybody roll with me overnight with the action in the NBL? I did go 2-0. And in case anybody noticed, with my picks with the Illawarra Hawks over the Sydney Kings. And we also had the Adelaide 36ers and Perth over 202. Went 2-0 in the NBL overnight. And do send out a few other picks there. So please check me out over at winnable.com. All right. Here we go. There we go. Let's hit the button. See who wins the drawing. Dixie, James, Kelly, Jake, Robert, Andrew, Bill, AOD, Terrell, Fernando, Nunyan. It is Big O. I think Big O deserves a chance. I mean, we all love a good Big O now and then. So thank you, Big O, and you're in for the 3-teamer. I'll send you, hopefully we'll get more hits today, but I don't know if we're gonna. We got 68 of you in here right now, so that's probably going to translate to about 250 today, it feels like. But we hit that 3-teamer. Maybe Big O will win that $14 here. I can afford that. I'll be glad to give that out, but I'd rather give more out. So blow me up and make my videos here on the Sports Money Network go viral. We could get 1,000 views. A 3-teamer would be 6-1. That'd be $60. That'd be a lot more fun. But thank you, Big O, and thank you to everybody in the chat. And thank you today for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. There we go. Appreciate everyone in the chat for joining me today. And say goodnight to some folks here. Thank you, everybody. Who else did we have? There's Big O in the chat. I think we got all the folks in. Thank you, Truth Teller. Thank you, Nuke, as well. And appreciate everybody for joining me in the chat. All right. Don't forget, Mikey Money, pre-gaming, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, followed by our Super Bowl. It might be a little bit later than that, but our Super Bowl preview tonight with our picks, props, and tips for the big game. All right. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.